Energy comes from the inner form. Energy, inner. Always understand that energy creates elevation. Energy is power. This is exactly why they take your energy and make you manifest their whole reality and agenda that they want in this world, which is 9 to 5er, suburban dad, kids, wife that yells at you, just gives you bullshit. You know you tired. Like, it's so crazy. People be living their lives and are miserable, bro. I was on a call last night with this dude I had met. Shout out Zion. I don't know if you watching this. Divine Talks 369. He was telling me, like, bro, if you had the choice to not wake up today, would you take that choice? Especially when you're in your lower self. So how I was just giving the example how people work these 9 to 5s their whole life. Ask yourself, if these niggas had the choice to not wake up, bro, they would have. I'm talking about, bro. They would have been dead so fast, like that. If these niggas had the choice not to, because I understand, because during my high school years, I wasn't even at my best state. I was most definitely in my lower self. I was getting bullied and all types of shit. So if I would have had that choice, I would. But see, people sake this terminology of that, and they'll be like, of course they here for a reason, but they never step into that divine purposeful reasoning, which is stepping into their divinity, being their true selves, and serving purpose to themselves in the world. And what I'm saying with this is, you have all the wisdom in the world, because that is very wise, but if you never apply that shit, it will never go nowhere. You get what I'm saying? It's just sitting on a bookshelf collecting dust. This is exactly why. Apply everything that you know into these present moments, bro. Focus on one thing at a time, because where your focus goes, your energy shall flow, and that's going to manifest the whole reality. Okay? Understand, everything is on a mental playing field. God is the highest extent of the mind. Your higher self is in your mind. It's a mental game, bro. Mental alchemy. Understand that. This is exactly why psychologically they done fucked up the communities. Now, God being the highest of the mind, let me talk about that. Because at first, I didn't even see it as that. I more so looked at it as my soul being God. My soul, because, we are gods and goddesses. So I more so looked at it in a way of my soul, because my soul knows all, bro. Your soul knows everything. That's exactly why they say it's downloads, bro. So think about like a video game, and you get a download in the game. It was already within the game. They just downloaded it and added into it. Like, you got to the portion to where you could open up that part of the game and then experience that now. So it's basically just growth. But what I'm saying with this is, y'all understand, y'all soul, first off, y'all soul takes sunlight, photon energy. That's what your soul craves. That's what your soul, like, that's what empowers us beings, us carbonated beings. That's what empowers us. It's the neuromelanin within ourselves, which allows us to connect to higher consciousness, higher dimensions, and so on and so forth. That's one of the reasons why we God. But how the mind is the highest extent of God, y'all understand? And I know a lot of people have talked about this higher Christ-like state, this Jesus state, when you can unfold anything that's been upon your mind, and you truthfully step into that alchemist state to where you can shift and shed reality and bend matter and materials. So basically, if you ever see an avatar, yes, what I mean is you can fire bend, water bend, because you understand your fingers and your chakras correlate to the elements on this planet: water, earth, fire, air, wind. So you understand, when you step into that Christ-like consciousness state, because you understand it's spiritual before it's physical, it's mental before it's physical. So you understand, if you're at a heightened spiritual state, an enlightened spiritual state, and mentally you stepped into that alchemist state, because our ancestors originally, mental alchemy was changing base metals into gold and silver. When you reach that type of vibrational state and frequency, your soul will now take pilot into this realm, bro. Because a lot of people not aligned with their soul and not one with their soul. And this is how you can start fasting. Because this is another example. You can fast and not eat, but you'll eat photon energy if you're one with your soul, and your soul takes foot in this realm and basically becomes the driver of the body. It takes a lot of discipline and elevation to get there. But what I'm saying is, stepping into that Christ-like state is when you get to these heightened states. And because, like I said, it's spiritual before it's physical and mental before it's physical, you'll basically spiritually be stepping in here, and with your mind, you'll be able to control everything around you like a metahuman. Exactly like how they listed, like a metahuman. And with that, boy, you'll be able to do all types of shit. Like this dude I was talking to, he had literally woke me up on this. If you know Rashad Jamal, Young Pharaoh, Bobby Hemmett, and how they came for all of these leaders, like labels again. Well, I don't mess with labels at all. There is no leaders, there's no none of that. We all unified as one. But like how they'll come for them and they'll kill them, sacrificing all these people when these leaders stand out, because it's like people look up to them. You get what I'm saying? They understand the masses and the power. Whatever you give into, you're gonna become from within. This is exactly why they have people looking up to Sexy Red and all these bullshit rappers that's just gonna lead y'all off the cliff. And y'all gotta see this with insight. But what I'm saying is basically this dude was like, he's gonna only teach for so long to where he's gonna go ghost on everything and step into that Christ-like consciousness state, step into that true divinity state, and then show the fucking world how this shit is real, how you can literally bend metals, you can literally bend air, bend water, fire bend. And he was like, if he gets shot and killed for it, which they will kill you for that, because they don't like that type of control. They don't like showing people the true truth for what it is. Because when you see it with because look, if I learn anything, because they put the truth in the movies, TV shows, when people see that shit with their 2 eyes, it's gonna change their whole world. Because I had a vision about Justin Bieber being a robot, and that shit changed my world. When I seen that shit, like versus, because I heard it 2 weeks prior. When I heard it, it wasn't no biggie. It was like, okay, like it's real. But when I seen that shit, I was like, bro, what? Like, it completely changed my reality and my perspective of all this shit. Cause like, I was like, when I seen it, bro, that's when I knew, like, okay, not only is this shit a game and it's not real, but they literally have synthetic robot. And I was scared, bro. I was in a fearful state, because it's like, he's not a real he's not a real person. And I looked up to him for years. Bro, I was like 3 years old when I first started listening to him. Looking up to him. Watching him woo the girls in the music video, dance, do the electric slide, all that type of pop crap. And then I seen he wasn't a real person. Damn. That shit, it damn near broke my heart, bro. Damn near broke my heart, bro. That shit not, because it's not real. All emotions are entities, and they're negative entities. Love, fear, desire, all of these entities, they're not working for you. Okay, emotions ain't never did us no good. If you look at any emotion you ever had, not only is it draining, because I think of emotions as, think of like a river going straight, and how its pools on the side, and the emotions take from the water. And by the time the river has flown to its destination, doesn't have that much water. That's you with your energy when it comes to these emotions. And this is exactly why we have to detach, discipline, and transmute our energy from these emotions, bro. Because you understand no emotion is working for you. It's really an entity. Now, they programmed us to give into emotions, okay? Y'all understand emotions actually are not real. Fear is not real. It's not a real thing. It's a fucking illusion. False evidence appearing real. Ask yourself, what are you scared of? And you got to understand, you have to transmute that energy and see through it, because you'll see that shit's actually not real. I was real scared of spiders. I was in the woods yesterday, and I was still kind of scared of them. I was actually scared of them. And I'll never forget, I was seeing a whole bunch of big-ass spiders in the woods, and I was kind of just walking through the woods. And I had came home, bro, and I felt so drained energetically, because, like, that emotion of fear that I was at while I was down there, it just took a whole bunch of energy from me spiritually, and I just felt so drained. But at the end, like, I look back at it now, like, what I felt like was happening in reality wasn't actually fucking happening. Because I say there is no what's actually real. It's only you, and what you make is real. That's it, bro. Whatever you give within yourself is gonna become into your reality. You gotta understand that. It's know what's real and what's not real. They always taught us, oh, this is actual reality. This isn't actuality. None of that. It's no actuality and it's no reality, bro. You are an alchemist. Everything's mental before it's physical. You gotta understand. You shift and shed reality. You make things and create things. You destroy things. You sever things. You control what comes into your life, bro. Literally, you control that shit. And now I get it. Some things happen, and that's the universe waking your ass up to get you to elevate to higher states. Everything's a building block, and it's a learning point, bro. It's how the wise become wiser. You have to see through within every situation, or what some people think are obstacles, is really an elevation period, bro. An elevation point. You got to see this shit, though. We not on 3D, we on 5D. We are in a heaven state. We are in heaven right now, bro. Mentally, we are in heaven. I need us to see that shit. One other thing I want to say is connecting with your soul. So I've been really connecting with my soul lately. I actually have, because like I said, I'm ascending to the 5th dimension conscious state, and that's when mentally the vibration, everything's pure and it's high. So it's literally a heaven state. Because heaven is a mental thing. It's not an actual physical thing. It's not even, it's more so a mental thing, bro, and a spiritual thing at the same time, because the mental and spiritual go together. You got to understand that the thoughts and vibrations that are on 5D are so enlightening. It's only high vibrational things. It's only high vibrational movements. It's only high vibrational frequencies. And you keep transcending up from there. That's exactly why 4D is like the shift. It's the in-between. It's from like that heaven state, and you come from that hell state, which is 3D. Because you understand the 3rd dimension is holographics. It's all controlled, bro, by the masses and by the elites. They took in control upon this shit. This is exactly why, like, you have to remind yourself and understand, truthfully understand, that this shit is not real. And connecting with your soul. One thing I understood is, y'all understand, like, at the end of the day, we are all little kids. Because I know I'm a kid, and I tell everybody that shit. I'm literally a kid. I make red balloon bracelets. I play with Legos and Blades. I love to just play outside, explore the woods. I'm a kid within myself, and I love imagination and fun. I love to just run and play. What I'm saying with this is, the more and more I align myself with my soul, and I started detaching from things, being more purposeful in what I did. So like being true to myself and doing things that I personally would love to do, which is play with Legos, play with toys, just have fun. I started to see that kid in me, how they say your inner child, they eluded y'all with that. They just made y'all think that that was your inner kid, or like the younger you, when in reality, that's actually yourself. This you, this isn't you. Your true self is the kid you. I don't even want to put a label on it saying the kid, but like, it's the you that was at the state of just being, bro. And just fun, play, imagination, unconditional love. And that's when we were all yay tall, bro. We were all little. And they hijacked us, and they programmed us through school, through the Bible, through the foods. Psychologically done fucked us up and manipulated us to push out their own agenda. Because like, ask yourself, from the 3rd grade, every year beyond that, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, ask yourself, in vibration, did you get worse or better? Did your vibration drop or get better? Because I will tell you from my personal experience, after 3rd grade, my vibration dropped every year. So suddenly too, it just dropped. Until I got to, by the time I got to the 6th grade, I was still myself, but I was kind of, you could tell I was changing. I was trying to fit in. I was trying to get popular and all that. By the time I got to the 8th grade, I was a whole different person. I wasn't aligned with my soul. I wasn't one with my soul, more so. I was doing stuff that wasn't myself. I became a follower. But like, that happened because I had no awareness. Because it's dangerous because you're still in that flow state of just being at that time. And see, when people stop being is when they get to high school. And a lot of people still don't have self-awareness. So what I mean by they stop being when they get to high school, you start worrying about the past and the future. You start being hard on yourself. You got all this anxiety and fear, and you start feeling these emotions. The emotions start by the 7th grade, but they get worse in high school because you keep giving into them. You keep empowering them. I was telling one of my friends yesterday, because these emotions are fallen gods, fallen entities, y'all got to understand, the same way you have divine guidance with God and your higher self, and it leads you to go within yourself, elevate, and lead you to a certain path. These entities do the same thing with you through your mind, bro. They can give into you and send you certain thoughts and vibrational feelings. That's exactly why if you ever seen somebody who's greedy, what happens to them? They get greedier. If you ever seen somebody who's angry, they get madder. They get more angry. And people don't understand, it's a spiritual entity that is right on their ass, literally hands on their head, feeding them these thoughts and vibrations. to keep them doing what they are doing, to keep feeding into these emotions, to empower the entity. And think about it, bro. It's millions of people who move off of emotions. So this is why it's imperative that we discipline ourselves not to give into them shits, but more so transmute them through mental alchemy, bro. Y'all gotta understand, the mind, the highest extent of the mind is God, bro. And that is the realest thing. We are gods, physically, spiritually, and mentally. So what it's gonna take is a lot of detachment. To even transcend to your higher self, to get into your godly consciousness state, you have to learn from your lower self. Your lower self is the building blocks to your higher self. You got to understand that. And experience will always be the best teacher. So you got to learn head on, bro. Okay, your lower self is connected to emotions. He's attached more so. He's attached to people, materialistic things. He's on a physical realm. He's on 3D. You have to learn from all of these things that he does on this third dimensional density to even transcend to the 5D, which is heaven. 5D is heaven, and it's all within the mind. The mind is the highest extent of God. Y'all got to understand alchemy, mental alchemy, and energy to understand how to control and shift and shed reality. So what I'm saying is, you have to learn from your lower self from all of these attachments, which keeps him attached. Because he's an alchemist, it makes it even worse and it empowers it. This is exactly why emotions are so bad and we have to detach from them, because y'all got to understand we are alchemists at the end of the day. So if you feed into these emotions, you're going to manifest a whole reality that consists of fear. That's exactly why, like, people don't know how they work. When you give into something and you empower it, you got to understand you're going to manifest a whole world that revolves around within that, because that's in your inner form now. It all manifests from the internal. It's all internal. Everything is internal. Everything around you. Nature is a reflection of you. Life is within you, not outside of you, bro. You are life. You get a golden touch to anything. The earth is going through a shift to 5D right now, bro. That's exactly why you're seeing more aliens. They're showing you more shit because we're getting into endgame. The planet is resetting. The sun is heating up. And this is why I say not everybody's gonna survive in this shift. If you see the sun's heating up, if you haven't cleansed yourself internally and physically through the foods that you eat, this is another reason why they had you eating meat, because you are an electrical being. Meat, something that is dead, hinders that electricity and it stops the flow. And that sun being hot as hell, it's gonna beam your ass. No matter whether you're neuromelanin or not, it's gonna literally kill you. But what I'm saying is, importantly, spiritually, if you haven't done your shadow work, you haven't healed, you haven't like gone within yourself, you're not going to be able to survive this heat too. Because first off, if you're in your lower self moving off of emotions and attachment and materialism, that sun going to heat up and it's going to cook you from the inside out. And I personally witnessed this one time when I was doing shadow work. This was in February and it was hot outside and I was trying to do shadow work, but I literally couldn't because it was so hot, bro. And it felt like something within me was like just like burning in a way. And this is why I'm saying, like, with the sun heating up, spiritually it's gonna activate those who are already activated or who are already in tune. And those who are not is literally gonna kill you. That's exactly why it's important that we rise in this day and age, because you got to understand everything around you is rising too. So is it more so a get with the program? It's more so you got to understand what's actually happening around you to understand nobody's waiting on you. Nobody's going to stop for you. If you don't activate within yourself, you're going to be cooked, because we're getting into endgame. This is exactly why our generation, you know how people say our generation is effed up and all types of stuff. At the end of the day, it's actually not. This is good that they're pushing out Sexy Red and all types of shit. It's not good, but it's good because it shows that we're rising. It's even more distractions. If you look at the year 2024 today and you look at 2010, everything just kept getting worse year after year after year. And even before that, even in the 1990s, you'll see everything just kept getting worse and worse and worse. They started hitting your sacral chakra with sex, bro, trying to keep you low in your sexual energy. But what I'm saying this is good is because we're rising and they understand this and they know this, to where they're trying to hit us with more obstacles. But see, we weaving and dodging, we seeing through that shit with third eye vision. Now, don't get me wrong. Some niggas gonna walk off the cliff. It's okay. You cannot save everybody. Like I say, you can only empower somebody. You cannot be their source. So it's upon them if they want to change their life, aka their inner self, their true self, and walk in their divinity. But what I'm saying is we are rising. This is why you're seeing sexy red. This is why you're seeing a whole bunch of bullshit. This is why you're seeing all of these things around you. It's just more deception. Like I said, this world is holographic. The third dimension is holographic. And in the inside, because it's holographic, they've taken over, and it's all deceptions. Satan's greatest trick is deceiving. His greatest power is deception. He can deceive you in so many ways. That's exactly why we have to cut off all of these 5 senses. And this is why fucking meditation is so powerful. You cut off these 5 senses and you go within. And you sit with your soul and your higher self, and they will let you know what is real and what is true. And help guide you into your divinity and divine purpose. You got to cut these senses off, because this world is not real. They taking over this shit, bro. Get off the physical. The 3D is where your lower self resides at. Learn from them to transcend your higher self. Understand this. Because hell yeah, we getting in the end game, bro. I'm telling you, we getting in the end game.